Hi, Reverend. Do you guys want to get started? Just jump on in.
I mean, sure.
So we asked you guys to send in your questions and thoughts and mostly questions. It's a mailbag. It's a Q&A. So we got a few emails, but most of this was in Discord. So thank you guys so much. Obviously, you can find our Discord and jump on in and chat with other people. What we want to do is, now that we're kind of taken off with the arc after we started back up, we want to get your guys' opinions. We want to know what you're thinking. We want guesses. We want all kinds of stuff in the chat. And we did just launch a new feature. On our Jemmy page. If you don't know what our Jemmy page is, Jemmy is sort of not a Patreon competitor. It's just another way for you guys to help support the show, but one-time things instead of doing subscription-based stuff. And we do a bunch of different things over there. We actually know the creators of Jemmy, and they're so nice. They've been super cool people. So you can now send in personal messages, and I'll read them at the top of the show. Usually, I think if we run, it's up to you. If it's not time sensitive, I'll do it in front of a group. But we have such a surplus of episodes now that it could be months before you see your stuff. So in the interest of fairness, we have one from a Rainhued.
Must be Swedish.
Must be.
We have a lot of friends probably.
There. No, this is from Ryan. And I preface this by saying this is from Ryan. So I'm going to read the message. I'm going to read the message verbatim. Let me swing it on over here. Hello, my name is Jason Massey, and I'm here to declare once and for all that Chicago pizza is the best pizza. Now, yes. I may bow down to pressure and try to recant, but know that in my heart, I've accepted this truth. Chicago pizza is simply superior. Thank you so much for the miracle that is deep dish.
So proud of you right now.
Well, yeah, I must have blacked out and wrote this. And what's weird is I say pizza several times, then I slip deep dish in, which we all know isn't really pizza. So I don't know if I was confused.
I knew you'd try and recant. Look at you.
But thank you, Ryan.
I'm going to have so much fun with this.
Feel free to clip. Go, everybody, clip. You can clip out all the time. Rachel says, I don't know. Seattle pizza sounds fine. I'm sure it is, Rachel. I'm sure it is. Oh, God. Okay. We've got... Jesus, it's a bunch of questions. Let's just start going through and seeing what we can get to. The first one here is from, I don't know if they want their actual name read out, so I'm just going to go Ishurian C. Sorry to DM, but I thought this totally serious question might be more fun if the cast didn't know it was coming. Would you rather fight 1 300-pound black bear or 30 10-pound geese?
Well, I am dead either way. So it's more like, would you rather a 300-pound black bear kill you or 30 geese?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to, if I have to choose that, I am being challenged by one. I'm going to go with the black bear because a black bear might decide it wants to do something else and say, I don't want, you're nothing, and leave. Whereas those geese, they get the smell for blood. We're all dead. And they won't stop at one. They'll move on and look at the next person and the next person. And my God, that'll be the end of everything. So please, the bear.
Yeah, I think the bear too, for the same reason. It's like, it might change its mind. The geese will not change their mind. No. First of all, there's already peer pressure involved because there's multiple. So if one of them starts to back out, the other ones are going to call them slurs, because geese are notoriously homophobic, so they're going to use homophobic slurs.
Very true.
You move those feathers to the side, they've all got gang tats. It's horrible. They're all inked.
I I got to think about my eulogy here. So like, I got to go out to a bear, not geese. Yeah. Like if someone writes that up in the paper and it's like man mauled to death by geese, they're not going to note the amount of geese. They're just going to say geese.
That's true.
So
they might say a lot of geese. They might say like, quite a few geese.
and an inordinate amount of geese. What? Also, a 300-pound black bear is like, it sounds like a juvenile. It sounds like a young bear.
It is a little bitty.
An inordinate amount of geese sounds like a Lemony Snicket novel name.
It does. That's the next group to adopt the children. It's just an inordinate amount of geese.
That's it. That's the one.
Oh, God. Okay. Next up. What's everyone's favorite Pop-Tart flavor? And do you toast them or eat them cold? Ashley. Ashley's got a few here, so.
Good old Ashley. We can always count on you. It's usually it's been a while, but when I ate them, I usually got the brown sugar one. I used to enjoy that quite a bit. I wasn't against toasting them, but I was usually much more of it. Pop-Tarts are never a destination food. They're an efficiency food. So it was never about, I'm going to pop this in the toaster and have myself a delightful pop. If I'm going to like make a meal out of something, I'm not going to go for a Pop-Tart. But if I got to run out the door and I'm going to grab one and go, okay, that might be the time. But again, it's been a while. But when it was the time, usually cold.
I think it's probably strawberry, and I don't eat the middle bit. I only eat the crust with little tiny bits of strawberry in it, and then I throw the middle bit out.
What?
That's insane. Have you been tested? Like, seriously, like that seems like I don't want any of that delicious fruit filling.
It's
too strong.
Fruit.
Okay, whoa. We get squeezed jelly. Let's not be too like. Let's not.
When you get fruit roll-ups, do you just like to peel it from the plastic and throw both halves away? Is that where we're at?
I just like to lick the plastic a little bit. It's a little strong. I just. Can I just smell the box, please? Oh.
I have something about like strong artificial taste is like hit or miss for me.
I do get that much.
I do. Maybe Pop-Tarts isn't the food for you. Two things. One, you got the missionary position of Pop-Tarts and strawberry. Two, you don't even eat it. I do like to toast mine because I think it changes the taste of it. And I'm a pumpkin pie man, a seasonal flavor about this time of year. Delicious.
I also like wild berry because it was blue and purple.
It's so 90s. So okay, there you go.
That sounds. Do you like that for the color specifically?
Yes, because it looks like an arcade carpet, and that's what I like in my food.
All right.
I don't like. What does the pumpkin one taste like? Does it taste like pumpkin pie?
Well, there's two. There's pumpkin, and then there's pumpkin pie. They've gone pretty Oreos in recent years, where there's a difference.
What does the pumpkin one taste like?
The pumpkin one's more subdued. It's more of a harvest festival flavor, whereas the pumpkin pie tastes more like a pumpkin pie with whipped cream type of vibe. It's a comfort food. It's Well, there's nothing about.
You really care about this.
I like food. It means a lot. So. Fumble
That's a bold stance
said,
you're taking there.
I know. Only hot takes today. That's the. I know there's 3 guys out there who are waiting to comment. Yeah, we know. Fumble Stiltskin. Do you just eat the outside of Oreos too?
No, Oreos are delicious all the way. But if you do separate the cream from the chocolate of an Oreo, I disagree with what you're doing. I think that you need both. But you need to put it in your mouth. You need to let it melt until it's like a blob on your tongue. And that's when you eat the Oreo. I have a lot of feelings. I have very specific ways of eating specific foods.
You eat like Brundlefly?
Yes.
Okay. I'm learning a lot today. I've never watched you eat, I guess. I don't. Okay. Another one from Ashley here. You're snowed in for 3 days. What's the top 2 movies you're watching to stave off the insanity? A movie series only counts as one. Oh, that's cheating.
Oof.
Oh man. Well, if you get a whole series, then like Rocky. And the Fast and the Furious. Those are my two. All right, I've done it.
There, that's 4 days worth of material right there.
Just about. I'm going to go with the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended editions. That will also be 4 days. Give me a minute. You know what? And for the second one, I'm going to pick a single movie that I don't care how many times I watched it. I've never got tired of it. The Crow. Never got tired of that movie.
Interesting. I haven't watched The Crow in a long time.
Me either, but I love it. Oh, you know what? I'm changing my answer, actually. Okay. I'm going to go The Crow, and I'm going to skip Lord of the Rings because there's a movie out of Ireland a couple decades back, like 2-3 decades back, called The Commitments. It's about an Irish band that comes together to do soul music in Dublin, and it's dollar to dollar one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's hilarious. So I'm going to go for The Commitments and The Crow.
When you
Fish Called Wanda runner-up.
Oh, Fish Called. Wow. Okay. Wow. There's some. Wow. Okay. I've never seen The Commitments. That sounds like
That's so good.
It sounds like an Irish That Thing You Do.
It's kind of, except they never actually get the radio play. They're just out. It's always like the club scene until they. Well, I'm not gonna.
Don't spoil
talk you into watching it. Yeah. It's a good movie.
The Commitment. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Personal favorite.
The Commitments. That's a band name.
Commitments.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were building up to a bit. So you're like, it's a little movie out of Ireland a couple of decades ago. Boondock Saints. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Like, I thought you were gonna. That movie, by the way, is fucking intolerable. And the sequel's 10 times worse. I knew so many kids whose that was their personality, was watching Boondock Saints and Scarface. And Jesus.
Really?
God, it's
they sound boring.
The first time I saw it, it was like, oh look, edgelordy, but it's like I got what they were doing with it. It was fine for one watch, and I'm going to move on and never think about it again. But that's not what happened to people.
It's real bad. It's fine. Like Willem Dafoe's fun in it to watch because he's just I don't even know if he had stage direction. They just went, hey, just here, do some stuff, and like it was weird, but like
he was brilliant.
I'd probably do. Yeah, you're not going to skip over me. I'm going to say mine too. Seemed like you were about to read the next question. That's all. I was, but I'm going to play it off like I wasn't. Like, no, I totally remembered that you hadn't said yours yet.
Yeah.
Completely on the other side of things, I do Paprika, which is my favorite anime movie. I'd rewatch Bullet Train in a hot second. That's one that I want to rewatch it because it was so good. And probably Kill Bill if I had to pick 3, because if I get part 1 and part 2, that's the best of both worlds. And I think it'd pair well with Bullet Train.
I know Kill Bill. I know that one. I like it.
Yay. That's you guys, besides Lord of the Rings, you guys listed off a bunch that like I don't really know very well. Well, Rocky, but that's because Jason made me watch it.
That's right.
One by one. We
are
watched
you working
that,
through Creed now?
Creed's fine. Creed, like the first Creed is really good. Second Creed was fine, and I watched the third Creed, but I don't know. Like it's just.
So it is following the Rocky kind of path.
Rocky 2 was better than 1.
Really?
I think so.
Hot takes right here.
That is okay. That's a hot take because I think Apollo Creed has more of an arc in 2. I think he's more of a fleshed out. Yeah.
I agree, but I think that the first one feels more like if the only movie where Rocky won, that would be fine on its own. Like it's a standalone movie. The second one, you couldn't say the same thing. You need the other movies for that to work.
True.
And that's the point of a sequel, I guess. But I mean, it doesn't feel like a full movie on its own. Whereas the first Rocky, between his relationship with Adrian and the goal, like, I don't know, it feels more
I think the first one's more hero's journey. Like it's a more like well-rounded movie. And like, I don't know, there's more Paulie in the sequel, and that's a strike.
But yeah.
Paulie, okay, again, not a hot take. He's a fucking piece of shit. By the time you get to Rocky 5, it's like, why haven't you kicked him down the stairs yet? Why do He's still hanging out with this guy.
Wow.
The only person who could stand up for him is the one that he abuses the most. I don't understand. Like, I understand that family used to mean more, but like, damn, what a dick.
Let's see here. Last question from Ashley, at least for now. Do you enjoy cooking or baking, or both?
Well, I can't help but notice you neglected to include neither. And,
well, I guess, like it says, it's kind of like being ambidextrous of it both. Neither is the same, right? Like I'm equally bad at both and hate them.
Sometimes I'll get like a bug in my head to try and make a recipe, and that's fun. But usually cooking and baking, there's this little voice in the back of my head that says, this is going to be horrible and nobody will want to eat it. And I get no joy out of the process. So neither, technically. But I'll still make food. It's not a joy. Thanks, little voice.
Can I say, before we continue, there has been a single fly.
I know.
I hate it. It's on your pop filter, then it'll crawl across your headphones, then it'll be.
Oh God!
It's very vice presidential debate right now. Like it's just hanging around.
Yeah. Not a fan.
I like cooking more, though I do bake around the holidays and stuff. Like I'm going to make pumpkin pies and stuff, and an apple pie for the strawberry Pop-Tart eaters among us, and. I think she just eats the crust and throws the apples away. But
okay, the crust is my favorite part, but I don't throw the apples away. I just got a thought, which I think baking is the 4E of making food, and that's why I like it more, because there are rules and you follow the rules and you have to read it very specifically, because if you miss a word, you fuck up the pie. So I like baking.
You know, I do appreciate that. That's a great point. That's such a good point, because like every now and then it's like the recipes, they'll give you an instruction to do something and just assume that everybody knows what this means 100% every time. It's like, I know technically how to simmer, but I never trust it. It's like, I think that it's a lot like smoldering, but except you have to make the food do it. And exactly. Not quite blue steel. But with food.
The smolder.
I simmer like just all day. Just like
all day.
He does.
That's just like.
That's why he needs so many showers.
It's true. I am moist and ready to burst into a rage at any moment. That is me. But like just before, right? While driving, it's just like that all day. Like I never scream. But I want to. Anyone who's watched a GMT, that's
you scream all the time.
I gotta tell you, by the way, one, you can find Good Morning Theria on our Patreon right now at patreon.com/DANDR. Please go check it out, because we're posting them sometimes 2 or 3 a week. Like we're
fucking killing it, because we're doing them in the car and we have to drive everywhere.
We've got 2 behind the scenes going up this next week, and 2 GMTs as well. So lots of Patreon stuff coming your way. And we do have spots in our Patreon games. Ryan's a part of one of them.
Join me.
And they're going to need people.
Wait, what?
Anyway, next question. We got...
Fantastic.
Oof. Okay, this one's serious. Ryan, I want you in on this one too.
All right.
Okay, here we go. It's no secret that this year has been tough for you guys. It's been tough for everyone. Everyone I know has had a rough year. What has been the toughest part of Arc 5 so far? Ryan, you go first. What's been the roughest part?
Learning curve. Not doing this as much as everyone else. It's exclusively just learning curve. The differences in the habits that it's okay to do in a private game versus a public game, and just trying not to type as loud, for example, which you might know if you've heard Pack Bounce for a session. Stuff like that. That's me personally.
Michael is in the midst of joining. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
Hey.
You're just in time.
Oh my God.
It's dark,
Sorry,
Michael.
Pitch
You're
black. And then the goatee, which I haven't seen yet. I don't know how long you've had it, but I hadn't seen it until right now.
I see
So
you're
it was
making the call from
hardcore
inside
evil
the
Michael.
tent.
Yeah, in my studio.
That's awesome, actually. I love it.
I can actually, in this mode, zoom it out. So, otherwise, I have to like zoom it in to the other little edges.
We did like a whole bit on Michael's beard, like just because like we were showing childhood photos. None of mine exist, but like Michael's, there's one with him in Genko jeans, which just looks like his upper body and then denim tank treads. Like there's no form or anything. It's just a bell, but like he looks identical, and it really got under our skin. It really pissed us all off, I think. Like just
It's really Keanu Reevesing it up. He's just
a little bit, right?
Not aging.
Siri, leave me alone.
It's gonna be another 1,000 years.
Siri gave me the history of Genko jeans.
Well, let's go. Read it out.
Thanks,
Thank
Siri.
you. Thank you, ma'am. Michael, what's been the toughest part of Arc 5?
Playing. No.
We're getting there.
We have been on a hot streak lately, which has been awesome. Which listeners will hear soon. Today, right? I think.
No. We're doing Mailbag today. Next week, it's the second half of The Tower with Forsaken, and then I'm going to start rolling out 2 episodes of Invasion.
Ooh, awesome. We plan to dominate the feed for once.
We will strike back.
But back to the question. The hardest thing is convincing Matilda not to be in the library. It's been, I mean, I think it was like we didn't play a lot originally, and so it was every so often, so it was almost felt like a new group each and every time we got together. So each time we made a little bit of progress, it kind of felt like we had to like revert and like break through some of the like first person meeting kind of things. Like, how do I role play with you? What's the right things? Should I not even go into this? Am I talking too much? Kind of thing. And I think we're now getting our stride now that we play more often. I think that's been the biggest key.
I also got to say, there's like 3 episodes in the can with you, and like we have a bunch ready to go, and I'm going to start, cranking those out with a mailbag every month and a half or 2 months, just to like break up, give me half a break to like catch my breath. But man, everyone's doing so damn well. Like, it feels like after we came back from the break, it was a real, okay, but seriously, and everyone just hit the ground running. And I can't wait for you guys to hear these episodes. I'd say starting with the one coming out next Saturday, because that's the first one we recorded when we got here. And then just moving forward, it was all so damn good. So I'm really proud of you guys. Like it's been really good. I know I said that at the end of your session this last time, but holy hell, just what a Cinderella story, a 180.
Man, everyone is doing awesome. They're like James and Kelsey and Valerie, like everybody, Ian. Oh man, I can't wait till our most recent one gets uploaded, because there was so much good work done by everybody. And the one before it, but that's just because my ego is talking on that one. But this last one was really, really good. I mean, I think everybody, and I think even all the groups, they've been doing a lot of good work. This like shift has been good for everyone. I think we're all in the, I just want to play. I want to have fun. I want to do this. And maybe we just need a little bit of escape from reality. And we're all happy to be a part of it.
Whatever for. Everything's great. Bree, what's been the hardest part of Arc 5?
I think, like Michael, the fact that we haven't been able to play very much. Raven still hasn't played since we moved. So
no.
That sucks. But on a personal level, I think that I did actively choose to like pick a character that I knew would be hard to roleplay, which is he can't talk. And that's been fun to deal with, but also hard and frustrating. I think I've given it a lot of thought because I've had a lot of time to think because we haven't been playing. I think that's why my metagaming got a little bit worse. I won't say that I haven't always been a bit of a backseat player arguer, like, oh, you know what, Jasper, you should argue for. Like, I do that a lot and I should tone down. But like, I think the fact that my character doesn't speak made it harder for me to fight against that. And now I'm gonna do a better job. But
you're wonderful.
That's always a tough thing because, like, usually, like, okay, we all do stuff that probably irks someone else or like maybe steps on toes a little bit. But it's tougher when you live with that person and you know them really well because it's like, hey, pal, like it's, you know what I mean?
That is not how you approach me when you're talking to me about that specific thing.
I don't.
There is no pal. There is no friend.
Okay.
Oh no. Do we need to walk away for a minute?
There is cold silence, and then we go to walk the dogs, and you go, mm-hmm. And that's what starts the conversation.
Here's the thing. I like to be very sure of what I'm going to say before I say it, and that comes off as terse silence, and that's not what I'm going for, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, so it's like, how do I put this? And by asking that question, I've already stepped in it. So like I also can't go in guns blazing with criticism either, because that's hurtful in a different way. So like it's just like there's,
we're learning how to communicate with each other better every single day.
Yeah, it's only been like, what, 9 years? Like it's been...
Yeah. I think I'm the one who approaches you with the, hey, buddy. And then that terrifies you because you're like, why are you talking like that? Something is horribly wrong.
Just hit me. Don't do that. No. For Arc 5, I feel like, geez, I don't feel like I've ever been more prepared for an arc and then utterly tank it so spectacularly coming out of the gate. Like a championship runner, like doing all the stretches, and it's like, oh, I ate right. And it's like, boom, the gun fires off, and fall right on your fucking face. That's what it felt like. Like we did all this prep work and all this changeover and all this stuff. And it's like, man, it's going to be better than ever, guys. And it flamed out spectacularly. And sometimes you got to do that to like reset. And I feel like we didn't get the chance to really reset until the move. So like July into August and September, it was like, okay, what do we do? And then we finally had a chance to kind of get away from stuff for weeks. And I think that helped a lot. So obviously you guys have been ungodly supportive. Usually like if you watch YouTubers or listen to podcasts or something like that, and they just fall off for 6 months and it's like, I don't know if I like this. Most people don't stick around. Like they're gone, and that's fine. I get it. I would be the same way, but like, hopefully we can pull it out of the fire and you guys like what's coming out from here on out, and just always give us your comments, give us your criticism. Let us know, man. We don't know what we're doing until you tell us, basically. I feel like I bummed everyone out. That was not my aim.
I think we're doing great now. I think we need.
I think it's fantastic
to like really see like, no, we can do this, and it's not even your fault. I mean, everything that happened, I felt like we sat down to record for Invasion so many times. And the tech stuff just constantly failed us. We were ready to go each time, it felt like. We were like, let's do this. Is this going to be the one? And whether it was Riverside, a microphone becoming unplugged, destroying the recording, like it didn't matter. It was like we all showed up and did our best. But the things we thought that were going to be there to support us just failed us. And I think that's like the key.
I mean, yes and no. Like if you're going to, I'm a firm believer if you're going to be in charge, the buck stops with you. So like I made decisions that just were not the right decisions, and that's fine. That's the only way you get to learn from that stuff. Yeah. Tech stuff flamed out, and like the stuff with the stuff with Cortex didn't work out. The support there didn't work out, but like you know, like someone had to make the call to go to Cortex. Someone had to make the call to switch over the tech stuff. And like, I think now it's working great. Zencaster's been amazing. Riverside can go fuck itself.
Yeah, they really, Riverside can fuck off.
Riverside. So anybody out there who has a podcast, and we wanted all the audio and video tracks separately. We know we wanted to do video this time. And I think it's been great. I think it's helped kind of convey emotions a little better, and obviously visual gags a lot better. Riverside was like $100 and something a month, and it never worked. It never worked. Never. Ever,
I had
ever,
to send
never.
them how to fix their code when Valorant kept having all those issues, and someone else did too. I had to send them the React code, like just JavaScript's wrong. This is not working. Here's the crash logs. Like, you guys, why can't you guys figure this out?
And thank God you did, because I'm an ape with a fucking hammer. Like, I wouldn't have known how to do this. Like, you know, I don't know, but like,
Jason
there's a part of me, me hit. The fact that you're sitting there, I thought you were not wrong, but it's like, surely, Michael, the people who run this company know a little something, and they didn't. They fucking didn't. It was amazing. Rob has several questions. Let's see if we can rapid fire these. This is my mouse just died. Oh no. Hold on.
Does it have batteries? I have AAA's.
No, it's fine. I got it.
Okay.
I think it's a driver thing. I need to update that. Rob Taylor. Do any of the cast ever go back and re-listen to past episodes or arcs beyond refreshing their memories for an upcoming session?
Yes.
All right, moving on. No. Is there a specific reason? Is it just to like listen? Is it your stuff? Do you want to?
Oh, I don't like listening to myself at all. But that's a me problem. DNR was there for me when I was at my lowest. It's probably a similar story for many. And it was a way to like get through things. And so it's kind of like when you go watch a good series on a show, but like, let's say you need to get some stuff done, you know, if you're going to put on a show you like, you're not going to get the stuff done. So if I put on music, sometimes I'm bored of the music that's out. It's like the same damn music over and over again. And so then I want to put a podcast on, but not really feeling some of the ones. And I'm like, you know what? I'll go hit my greatest tracks on DNR, and I'll jump between the different groups and arcs and stuff. There's like moments that I'm like, just hit different from like, yeah, this was funny, got me laughs. It was like some good serious role play. It was a good like action, and I could just listen to it while I get stuff done. And I still go back and do that every once in a while when it's like I just need a break and just focus and just have it in the background.
I don't think
I planned on. Go ahead.
No, please go.
I planned on doing a turbo listen before Dragon Con a couple years ago, and seeing how quick I could get through it. And I think it was Steve that said, well, you have a month, you do not have time. And I went, oh.
Aw.
I have tried to listen to outside of re-listening, because every episode that we do now that comes out, I probably listen to 2 or 3 times. Just to kind of get it all down, even if I have to listen to me. But it's like Rob said, it's about retention and memory and just kind of making sure that I keep it. And that almost works sometimes. And otherwise it's I haven't succeeded at re-listening as effectively as you have, Michael, but that's a really good idea. And I think I'm going to try and do it that way. Just find single episodes and hunt them down and play them like that. That's actually a really good idea. That's a great idea I just had. I think I'll do it.
I haven't in a while. There's a part of me that wants to, and there's a part of me that's like, I don't I don't know. Would I get too close to things or think things are too precious if I do that? Like I used to listen to every single episode that came out 2 or 3 times. But what I do is I would sit there and go, I'd edit that differently next time. I would do this. And I'd hyper focus on stuff. And I feel like I got nothing done. So I might do that every once in a while just to like, hey, because I think it's nice to keep it tight, as it were, like listen to stuff and then go, okay, I could do better here and there, but not obsess over it. Right. Just kind of keep it. It's like, hey, remember next time when I'm editing the music, take it down a couple of decibels and then do this for the, little things like that, but not obsess over it.
Yeah. I think I'm in the exact same boat with that, where like I would listen to episodes and I'd be like, that wasn't funny. You should have just shut the fuck up. Like I was really bad about that. Really bad about that. And then I'd sit down for a session and be like, I just shouldn't say anything because nothing I say is funny, like that kind of stuff. Then I went to therapy and trying to be better to get into that mentality you're talking about, where it's like, no, I do need to listen to myself and be able to acknowledge that joke wasn't funny because like, oh, you pushed it too far, which is something I do a lot. Or like, or that joke was fine. Like sometimes you just gotta like accept that you might not be the best judge of things, Humor
is subjective.
Yeah, it totally. Yeah. And here's the thing. The more you joke around and stuff like that, like, okay, I think someone who's learned by being thrown into the deep end of the lake of fire is Valerie and Kelsey, I would say.
I thought you were going to say Kelsey because Kelsey had to deal with group 1.
Oof.
Kelsey's, oh man, that was a real tough one. Cause like both, so Kelsey was getting ready to go to college when they came in, and Valerie was 17 when she joined the show, which we just wouldn't do now.
No.
But
wasn't she like turning 18 that month though? Like it was so close.
It was close. It was very close, but at the same time, it's like,
we wouldn't do it now.
No, but I like hanging out with older people. Like the humor's all over the place because there's like a 20-year gap sometimes, and like Kelsey was just, that was a total boys club, and that was a tough one. And they, I think they did remarkably well for what they were walking into. But like, absolutely, the more jokes you find the line by crossing it sometimes. And like, one of the toughest things to do is to tell a joke and get a laugh from everybody, then like do little tack-ons. It's like, oh, and then this, and then this. That building a joke up to like its peak funny and then stopping because you're going to ruin it. That's a tough skill. And like, I think that is fascinating to do with everybody. And like, I watch everybody kind of learn that skill year in and year out. And it's awesome.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with you, Jason, on something. Like, I think if I was the one producing the content, it's harder for me to go back. Like, I don't go and watch my YouTube videos. I can't. I do when I like need to go. You like switch modes, and I totally understand that. Like, you're in a mode for like, I need to review this concept. I need to see how it was executed. You're not like, I really love this content. Let me go buy popcorn. Like, it's two different modes, and I totally agree. And I also agree with you, Bree, because when I joined the podcast, I was a nervous wreck. I remember those episodes, and I remember all those things, and I would barely talk. They're like, Amvin who? And just writing my notes and stuff like that. And
was there something that you were specifically nervous about? Like, we were all just going to turn on you, and it's like, get out. Like was it?
It was more just imposter syndrome. Like, that's all it really is in the end. It's like, I'm not cool enough to be part of with this group. I've got Malchus. I'm going to be playing. Like, it's got, it's not this like tier because you already like built up this thing and you're just like that. Now it's like, you're all just friends and I'll just be me. And maybe I shouldn't do some of the things, but if everyone laughed, who cares?
Yeah.
I do that every time we sit down. It's like, I am not funny or cool enough to hang out with these guys, but I'm gonna keep faking it, and just hopefully no one tells me to go. And it's that's it. Like that is. So okay, we're already 45 minutes in. So anybody who's asked multiple questions, I'm going to skip and then get to people who only asked one, just to try and cover everybody. I'm not going to get to everybody, I don't think, because there's like 35 questions left. So
but we're going to do more of these.
Yes, and thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you guys.
Fumble Stiltskin in the chat, I believe. If you were given $1 million to invest into DNR, what would you do? Buy Cortex. No. I
take that.
I would deliver on this Kickstarter ASAP and get it out to everybody, and then worry about everything else later. Obviously, like advertising, like I would get everybody new audio equipment. I would make okay. It's a tough thing because I see listeners going through this too, but everybody who's one of my close friends is like everybody on the cast. It's like, okay, your bills are taken care of. Everyone's fine. Like, I want to make sure everybody's in the best mental state and everybody's caught up and no one has to worry for stuff. And I think that makes me a really bad businessman. And I think that's what tanked us at the beginning of the year is I didn't make good business decisions. I was making personal decisions.
Like, but in this, $1 million isn't even real. Like, that's
I know.
The point of the $1 million thing is that you don't have to like.
Right. But like, I feel like that's what keeps me from being an Elon Musk is I have a soul. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Yep. I was going to say something similar where it's like, I would create, Jamie and I have talked about this before. I would create the world's most boring adult hype house where it's like, look, we're going to get this big patch of land with a bunch of different houses on it. All of them are going to have fiber internet. I'm going to move all the friends who are willing to move here. We'll make sure there's good schools or whatever for your kids or whatever the fuck you need. But like, the point is we're all going to live on this farm and we're going to make D&D stuff all the time and just have our own little commune society of just DNR cast able to always be there, always, you know, be in the same fucking time zone. That'd be cool. But yeah, I just make a boring hype house, I think.
Yo, dog, welcome to my crib. Here's our breakfast nook. Like, just kind of like. Just
exactly.
So good.
You don't forget to claim it as the Church of Randomness so you get a tax write-off.
Nice. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck it. I mean, we're kind of like a church. Like
So a cult, yes, a little bit.
Yeah, a little like a cult. Like, we don't really produce anything meaningful. We take donations. It's the same basic thing. We just don't get tax breaks.
We're a commune of people who all have the same ideals. Yep, this is the cult.
Yep.
It's a bad time to plug the Patreon.
Never a bad time to plug that Patreon, baby.
Oh, wait.
All right. So
there'd also be goats.
So we've got bills, we've got residents covered with the $1 million. So with my $1 million, you know what? I'm going to make sure that we have like the top floor of some fancy hotel right at DragonCon. So when we go down there, we don't have to worry about a place to stay. So that's what I contribute right there.
Nice.
It'll just be purchased. We just have it.
Can I? Okay. Can I tell everybody I miss DragonCon so damn much? Like, it in my soul. I'm going to make so many poor decisions and go so overboard next year with the live show, with everything. Any listener that walks up to me, you're getting a big fucking hug and I may slip $5 in your wallet. I don't know. I'm going to make a lot of poor decisions.
That sounds like everyone should really go to DragonCon.
Yeah.
You're losing money not going to DragonCon.
Yeah, DragonCon costs way less than $5. That's what I'm learning today.
It's close.
It's like $6 to go to DragonCon. You are? You planning on it?
I wanted to go this year. Things fell through, but I'm trying to pull things together for my trip in March for GDC. And so I'm like, at the very least, 2023 DragonCon.
Go.
I'm going.
Elle's going this year if I have to drag her. Yes, that would be amazing. I want Alex to come too. Alex has planned like 3 years in a row and things just fell through. Yeah. That poor dude. And like,
yeah, he always, because he works at such a high stakes environment with his job.
I'm trying to poach him.
Check the chat.
Jace, okay. Susan, see me after the show. I'll just, do you want 10K? You know what? Take 10K. Get yourself something nice.
Here's a little shopping money for you.
Yeah, just going out. Get something nice for the dogs.
Fuck around money.
You and John have a good time. Get out of here.
Aw, crazy kids. I'll watch your dogs. It's fine.
Okay, I'm not watching any dogs. I'll hire somebody to watch the dogs in this I'm a millionaire scenario.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
This one's from Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Let me pull this over here so I'm actually on mic yet, dum. What is something your group decided not to pursue or look into more that you wish you could have had time to explore?
Any of my groups or specifically the Ravens? Because we haven't had time to really do that yet.
I would say any group. Go for it.
I was playing my character properly at the time, but I do feel bad about how badly Clara shut down Merrick on the drug plan he was doing.
That would have been
like,
really fun to explore.
1000% in character, but like everyone wanted to see drug dealer Merrick, and I took that from you, and I'm sorry. But Clara is basically like she could have been a cop. Like, that's how straight edge she was. So, but like, not one of the bad ones. A good cop.
I'm sure we'll get to it. We'll get Jasper's character to do some drugs soon.
Oh yeah. I'm sure Petrichor's on some stuff already. Like, how do you stay that
shrooms,
happy?
Yeah.
Cute. Love it. I agree, G Soda. But I always say that whenever I bring up cops, and it's starting to become like a meme, and that feels in poor taste. So anyway, someone else go.
I felt like it took us the entire arc to get to where we needed to go, no matter which group I was with. And then actually completing it. So it was cool to do the Countess, although would love to redo that fight.
You and me both, brother.
The gates when we were with Anvin and all that stuff, when we were going through that and we were doing that whole thread. More of like the group info, like even Anvin's heritage, more of the like history in Uman'Yiro. Man, when I wanted to go back and more into Uman'Yiro with Anvin and have more drama there and have just some cool threads there that were kind of left, like rivals and stuff.
One day we just need a nerd group, because I think every single person individually wants to know more about Uman'Yiro and wants to really like nerd out there. But every group only has one nerd character, and they don't want to hold up the rest of the group, because Jadzia was the same way, and I know there's been others.
There's actually some stuff coming out in an episode for Packbound coming up very soon. Maybe one or two things. So
it's
fucking hype.
Nice.
I don't want to oversell it. But you remember, let's say a decade ago, two characters were going to fight each other, Malchus and Ironhide. And we hyped it up, and it stunk. As a fight, it's not as a moment or role playing, but as a fight, it stunk. Imagine the opposite of that, because we just had the greatest one-on-one fight between two characters I've ever seen in D&D.
So
fantastic.
I didn't know the mechanics could support it. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It was beautiful.
Nice.
I was in my room, and every once in a while I would just hear like descriptions or just raucous laughter, just like which is always great to hear when Jason's gaming, just to hear him laugh. It's like, oh good, this is gonna be a good episode.
I really feel like the next couple Packbound episodes you guys here are going to be great, and you're going to learn. There's going to be so much more cool stuff about Uman'Yiro, and we don't even have the token brain character in that group. If anything, we go much further the other direction generally. So
almost accidentally finding out cool academic stuff.
Yes.
I'd so be down for if someone ever just came in and borrowed Anvin from Winterhaven as like a guest episode to be like, yeah, I'll show you around. Like, just pop in, pop out.
As soon as we get back on, like, episodes are coming out, that part of Arc 5 was just tying up loose ends. I want to bring back old characters. I want to see where people are going and what they're doing now. So It's in the cards. Son of Sarkhan, if you were magically transported to Theria, where would you want to live / do for a living?
Uman'Yaro librarian. I'm boring. I like stability. I wouldn't be an adventurer, and I'm pretty sure Uman'Yaro probably has working plumbing of some sort, and that's an important part of my lifestyle that I'm not willing to give up. So,
Fair Bay seems nice. Seems like a nice town.
I feel like Fair Bay too. Like I feel like I could learn carpentry or something. Maybe like I don't know. You know, Ryan could teach me. Like knows more than I do.
I'm going to join Bree on Uman'Yaro just because I feel like my skills here translate well over there, and I die.
We would all die.
Like basically anywhere else, we'd all die.
Yeah.
No one's going to be like, yeah, Lockford, I think I'm ready for the challenge. Like,
but I just found out a place by me opened up that has axe throwing. Just give me some time to practice before I get teleported, and I'll be fine. I'll die.
Jason genuinely wants to practice because he wants to be better the next time we go drink.
I've never... The dissonance between how I thought I was going to be decent in my head and how poorly my hands would not perform the task. It's like in my head, it's like nailed it. Boom. In my hands went, I had like fucking seal flipper arms. Like I couldn't make it go.
That's how I feel whenever I'm drawing. It's like,
maybe if I throw it harder.
Idea in my head.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
That picture that's in, I guess, the invasion chat with the axe throwing, that was after 35 minutes of me failing. So I only post the good stuff because a lot of other people are like, bam, got it. Bam. And I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing wrong? And then it wasn't until I got to figure out the trick. So if you don't do it enough, you're never going to figure it out, especially if you're like, oh, here's one or two throws. And you're like, what did I do?
I've definitely said it before. Susan's a ringer.
Susan was so good. I think that she was bluffing. I think that she like, oh, what is it when you like trick people into playing pole with you and then you win?
Yeah.
What's that called?
So she's a hustler. Like she like,
hustle. Yeah.
I think we walked out. Yeah. We walked out just before. It's like, let's do one for money, guys. Let's just play around. It's like, no, like that. We left just in time. We all got to keep our money. Oof. Okay, get ready. Here's one. Oh man.
Here we go.
This one's from Johnny.
Hey,
Johnny B. So I haven't listened in a long time, but I'm back after years away. Welcome back. Thank you.
Johnny.
I started listening to Arc 5 and the show is just so different now. I don't recognize most of the voices and I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I really like Jason as a person anymore. No offense and nothing personal.
That's personal.
That might be personal.
I don't like you, but it's not your fault.
I don't like you, but really it's just your face.
I don't like you like at your core, your soul or how you comport yourself, but nothing personal. Nothing personal. I guess everything just seems so different. Wow. So, okay. I get that. Nothing personal. Sorry.
We needed more imposter syndrome. This is good.
Yeah.
No. Look, I get it. Like content creation is ubiquitous at this point. Like everybody follows somebody on YouTube. People watch YouTube and listen to podcasts more than they watch cable television, like our generation anyway, and the next generation even more so. So like, I get it. If you haven't listened in 5, 6, 7, 8 years and you have no idea what's been going on, there's 8 years of progress as a person. What we do as content creators is a little different than say watching Game of Thrones. You don't see the writers of Game of Thrones. You don't see anybody writing the book behind the scenes. You don't see any of that. You're watching people play parts and you're watching them grow no matter what happens to us as people personally. If we get divorces, if we lose our homes, if we hit the lottery, whatever, you're still watching those people and things happen to those people outside of the narrative we're trying to construct. And yes, that could be incredibly jarring if you've walked away for most of a decade and come back. I get it. my advice would be, and this is selfish, stick with it and give us your notes. We always want to see like what you guys are thinking and stuff, even if it's I don't like you as a person, nothing personal.
That was just such a weird sentence. We can all agree that was probably like if they went through to edit it, they probably would have changed one of those two lines. I don't know which one.
Or maybe they're putting the onus of that on themselves more than they are on Jason. It's hard to say. But Johnny,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, it might be. I wrote that sentence. It's like that's too harsh. Nothing personal. Like I'm not going to get just you know what I mean. Like that addendum.
Yeah,
you know,
might have been. Johnny. Yeah. All of us that came into the show, we came in as fans of the episodes that you remember enjoying listening to. So we all like that too. And we're doing our best to continue that story as well as we can as fans of that and hoping to make things that you and everybody else will like as well. So like Jason said, we really hope you stick with it.
And it's
that was really well put.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's very possible that like many of us, we're all bad at sometimes at social cues and things like that. That
totally.
Maybe it's the style that the way that the DM was done back in the original episodes, and that play style has evolved and changed in the way that we work together and giving more leeway or less leeway in certain things and just letting things evolve versus trying maybe to follow a strict guide versus the chaos of the beginning. And that's just how we go, because honestly, the goal is just to have fun and experiment. And if you have stayed the same the whole time, I think we'd all go crazy.
I also get, when we were heading into Arc 5, I've had talks with cast members that were a little tense just because it's like, hey, I'm not really a fan of how things are going. And it's like, okay, tell me what you're thinking. And I think we all kind of get stuck in ruts and stuff. And I told everybody when we came back and officially that first Discord call, most of it was me apologizing to you guys and then saying, look, here's what I'm going to try my damnedest to do going forward. And I like to think it's been working out really well with these new episodes and stuff, because I think this is the most fun I've had recording stuff in years. I'm not thinking about the content itself necessarily. I'm thinking about, viewers and listeners, getting to hear it and see it, but like also just you guys having fun, mostly like you guys actually enjoying yourself and tagging everybody in. Like seriously, the new arc, just the stuff we have in the can is like, I say like 5-6 episodes, something. It's got fighting between group members, but everybody's having a good time. It's got heist scenarios. It's got exploration of hell. It's got semen. It's got being kidnapped. But I'm not joking, and you'll see, man, and it'll be great.
You're welcome.
One of these things is not like the other.
Thank you, Johnny, though. Thank you. Seriously. I've taken enough emails and I've listened to enough, stuff and tweets and everything. I don't usually automatically assume like malice. Like it's even so, it's probably like I wanted to re-listen to this because it's comfort food for me, and this isn't comforting anymore. You changed the recipe. I get it. That's cool.
Key word in constructive criticism is not criticism, it's constructive.
There you go.
And the thing, like, I just want to make it very clear. The thing that I found really funny was I just don't like you as a person. Nothing personal. Like, that's just funny. That is an objectively funny thing to say. Exactly. I'm not making fun of you, Johnny. I'm not like...
Not angry at that. That's hilarious. No, that's what...
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get across. It's like, that was funny. Like...
You're just a huge scumbag. Nothing personal. Like, just...
like Mr. Trash Man.
Yeah.
Nothing personal.
Like everybody else, it's like, hey, I don't know you guys, but I know you and I fucking hate you. Nothing personal. Like it was the wording was so. Can I just be not known?
Nothing personal.
Tubin, if you could reactivate a former cast member and the corresponding PC to aid you for one session during the current arc, who would you call and why?
Easy. Easy. He would actually fit into, well, we got to get Jake.
Oh, God.
Draconis? Come on. That's
Yeah.
our boy right there.
Let me write Jake real quick. Hold on.
I mean, that could be a fun guest spot. I'm just saying.
Jake's honestly always down. It's just he works at TV stations and his
schedule is like he can't be on regularly because of how fucked up his schedule is.
But as a short run, no, I'll hit up Jakey. Damn, that's actually a really good idea. Fuck.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone.
I've often thought about bringing everyone back, like just as like just like a reunion thing or something. Mm-hmm. That probably won't happen just because, people, times, all that stuff changes. Yeah. We've tried where we could, but like there's usually a reason we're not speaking to somebody anymore. And usually it's just because that person just isn't online or.
Yeah. Some people just really decided the internet wasn't for them, which I mean, good job. I wish I could do that, but I can't. Like Izzy's not online. Delmar disappeared like a fucking ghost the second that he was off the show. Dan will like sometimes make a reappearance, but he's very still Dan. He's still just kind of comes and goes as he pleases.
We've had Tyler and Tom back on, and
that was good.
That was a huge really blast. Good. I'd love to do that every once in a while. Just bring back two ghosts and just have them like chill. Like
I just want two commentary ghosts to follow every group around. Like, fucking heckle them the whole time.
Yeah, Tyler was going to be mine. Thorol and Tyler, or it doesn't matter what he plays. Just Tyler's cool. And then it's kind of like this person's still here, but it'd be cool to see like Masoka and New Dagon interact.
Ooh.
Be a fun idea to just get all of Jake's characters into one room, and it's like now you're all gonna have a conversation, and then Jason just mutes himself, the rest of the groups all mute themselves, and it's like
perfect.
Go.
God. Let's do one more. Oh my God, there's so many. One from I'm gonna save the one from Hannes. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna get it next time. Magnum Rage. Okay. Because they asked this like 2 weeks ago, something like that. When you first joined DNR as a cast member, did you think you would still be playing with so many wonderful people? Oh, that's really sweet. Mm-hmm. Oh, also, I don't have to answer this. Fantastic, guys.
Well, when you started DNR, did you think it was going to last this long and you'd be playing with so many cool people?
No, I thought I'd be a ditch digger for life, baby. Like unskilled labor, go, go, go. That's what I thought I was going to be doing. Because like I'm close enough to Jersey now. I still talk to my sister. It ain't got better. So like, she told me a story, and I did not know this about my sister. There's a whole blind spot of at least a decade where I just didn't talk to her. There's a whole bunch of circumstances, but we kind of figured out like both of us have kind of been lied to enough that like we thought we had a beef that wasn't really there. So the best we could do now is kind of catch up. And, I found out, because I made a joke earlier. It's like, yeah, our generation's not, it's like, we're never owning houses. She's like, I kind of did once. I'm like, you owned a house? What? Tell me the story of that. It's like, well, we.
That doesn't sound like it ends happy because when you own a house and you don't anymore, that's usually not a good thing. Unless you own a different house, unless you own a better house. That's the only good way of that story happening. Is that how it happened?
No, it wasn't in a great neighborhood. And it started with their air conditioning unit being stripped of all the copper. And then they took the air conditioning unit and then they broke into the garage and took a bunch of that stuff. And then they, like, as they were trying to fix each one, they reported to their insurance company, and then the insurance premiums skyrocketed because now they're a risk. So they couldn't keep up with the insurance premiums. They couldn't keep up. Like, they were basically slowly robbed of, like, it's like, holy shit, that's terrible.
They shouldn't have bought Spare Parts House.
The problem is they bought an identical house as someone down the street, and like when their house broke down, they had to cannibalize it. But like, why was I telling that story? Hold on. Holy shit. That was the biggest brain fart I've ever had. Oh yeah. No, I thought I would be, I thought I'd be living in the house next to them or something like that. Like I never thought like that this has been a weird run and I'm crazy thankful for it. And I get to know all the, like, I know it sounds cheesy. I get to know all these listeners and viewers and stuff. Cause like, you guys are my friends too. And it's fucking crazy. I get to hear all about your lives and see you graduate and see you get married and see you do whatever you're doing. And it's fucking cool. And when something bad happens to you, I get to watch you guys vent in Discord and we kind of all get to rally around.
When I was a kid, like especially in high school, most of the adults I knew were not great people. Obviously, we've talked about it on GMT enough times. I thought you didn't have friends as an adult. Like I thought that like when you became an adult, you just didn't have friends. Like that was just the normal thing. And I guess for some people it is, but I'm really glad that because of DNR, my life turned out differently than that. I'm not sure if I would have been able to still have a group of people I genuinely think of as my friends if I hadn't joined DNR in college, essentially. Like, I don't know. So I'm really grateful for that. But no, I definitely wouldn't have seen any of this happening because I thought when you turned like 25, your life was over. And you just hung out in your house and were angry at everyone you lived with. That's what happens, right?
That requires a pandemic. Oh, we had that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ryan, what about you?
Oh,
you're still pretty new, so like.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the group I play with. It's my buddies, the couple Patreon. You know, it's I've told this story a little bit elsewhere, and I'm hesitant to repeat it, but I'm going to do it anyway. There was a moment when Brian Garner got announced as the cast member, and I'm driving my vehicle on the highway to head towards a job site. And when you bring him in, I'm like, it was a really surreal feeling because I definitely had that dream before. So then when you actually said, come on out, do you want to join? I was like, well, gosh, yes, Mr. Macy, yes. And there was a very excited moment. And so I forgot what the question was, actually.
The question is, my name isn't Macy and you're fired.
Damn
that.
Oh, no.
No, it was an old GMT bit.
You voted. Good job. Good job voting.
It was an old GMT bit that you and Bree used to do.
No, I know. I wish that was a bit. She does that shit in real life and it kills me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I try. Now I actually try, which makes it worse. It's like when I kept spelling Merrick wrong. Because the harder I try, the more insulting it is.
Everybody spelled this thing wrong. So
we were once at the airport and she corrected my name that I just said to the lady punching in my boarding pass. It's like, Macy. And I'm like, it's like, are you my handler?
That one was on purpose.
Maybe. I don't know. You look genuinely, I was like, what are you doing? Like what? Like
No, that was genuinely a joke, but it was one of the first times we had met in person. So like, I didn't know how to joke with you yet. And it was like, it's like GMT, right? It's like, no, this is real life. We don't do that.
Look, when I go to the airport, I'm already ready to get yelled at or like,
I thought you were going to say, I'm already ready to fight.
It's the airport. I'm not disregarding that. I'm not saying you get treated differently at the airport and by police. Yes. So
yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. But anyway,
Michael,
when everyone knows how I felt when I joined Imposter Syndrome, had the same thing where I sent in the recording. I think when you guys had I think it was like the open roll call, and I did that on my bed and like at night, while everyone else, the kids were like watching TV, and then I was like,
Aw.
surely I'm against a million people and whatever, as long as you don't shoot your shot, kind of thing. And then I was like, yeah, nothing's gonna happen. Then I went on and got it, and was like total surprise. I was like, sure, this isn't like a scam email. And then it was like,
who would impersonate me? Like, for what gain?
there are a million scam emails that happen every day, and but then I got on and was definitely, I never really thought that it'd be like multiple seasons, multiple arcs, and was like, all right, gonna try this out. I've done the podcast before. It was a tech podcast, and it didn't last. It ended up fizzing out, and people had different interests, and some decided like, I'm not doing this anymore. In fact, changed whole careers because I just got sick of tech so much. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do this until it fizzes out, and nothing's fizzed out. In fact, things gotten stronger. It's been really great meeting new people. I wasn't stuck with like, I'm only going to be these people in this one group, and I'm never going to know the larger cast. And it was kind of like, all this stuff has forced us to the Discord and talking to each other more, and rotating groups has only like made it cooler. So it's like, no, I don't want it to end. I don't want it to see it like fail. So I hope it doesn't, and I want to continue going after that.
Doesn't too. I rotating groups was something me and Bree wanted to do, and people, like listeners, fought that at first because like you get like you spend 200 episodes with the same groups and everything. And it's like, I get it, but with people having kids selfishly and like not being able to hang out as much, like the days of a 7-hour Minecraft session are gone. Like they're gone. We just can't do that. We all have full-time jobs. We all have lives and responsibilities. So like when we get to hang out and do episodes, that's when we get to hang out. So like I want everybody to know everybody, basically. And Dragon Con, obviously, which I'm going to be drunk 24/7 for. Oh, it's going to be great. It's just melted cheese and vodka. That's all Dragon Con's going to be.
In one cup.
God, yes. Yep. Cheese vodka. I bet that exists.
No.
Not stop it. Too late.
Found it.
Is it from Wisconsin? I bet it's from Wisconsin.
Let me see. I got to pick the best one. There's so many options.
Best is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
The Velveeta introducing cheese-infused vodka martini.
That one's definitely not the best one.
Trippy. It looks thick.
Can you imagine someone ordering a martini and it's like, yes, that you take out an olive and you gotta like,
mine has extra queso.
No.
I just want to see this origin story of like a Russian immigrant into Wisconsin that then works with like this cheese shop that then opens like the vodka delicacy of like vodka fondue or something.
Oh, never mind. I keep thinking about what that would taste like, and my gag reflex is like a little. It's like, nope. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. This is going to go up for our Monday episode, and then next week we're back to the usual schedule. Continue to make the game table in the basement in our spare time. We're going to share pictures and video of that. That's going to be good, hopefully. I don't know. And we're trying to get ready for Friendsgiving, which is the 19th, where we're having a bunch of people over, and I get to cook an ungodly amount of food and fill them up. And Ryan should come, but he's not, because he can't. Gotta work. You know what? I'll shove a bunch of stuff in an envelope and I'll send it your way.
I love packaged turkey.
It's
just a manila envelope filled with mashed potatoes.
Yeah, just the
you have to open it just by grabbing it and just smashing it, and just eating the mashed potatoes off the wall.
I call it adult Capri Sun. It is just gravy and potatoes.
That sounds good. I have a problem about potatoes. Like, I need them. I need that in my life. I need a Capri Sun that's mashed potatoes, please. Thank you.
Your taste buds are so weird. Like I want to study you in a lab. It's like, yeah, I want a strawberry Pop-Tart. Yeah, I know you have 6,000 flavors. Strawberry. I just want the burnt little edges. I don't want any of that fruit filling in the middle. And if you could spit in it, that'd be great. Thanks.
Just so you know, I don't like it burnt. I don't like to cook it at all. It's straight out of the package, crust. That's it.
You're a mouse. That's what mice do. They crawl into the cabinet, they gnaw them on the edge, and they run off before someone catches them.
Yeah.
Now I have this picture of Brie taking like that and going,
just
and running off.
She hears someone come down the stairs, and just runs. At her.
So good.
Oh, God. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Again, you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/DANDR. There are a few, I think Patreon group 4 is full now, but yeah, there's a couple of spots left over. You could play with Ryan here. That'd be cool. They're going to need help soon because they got some stuff going on. And of course, you can send us your personalized messages that we will read out on the show by going to our Jemmy page. I'll link it in the chat real quick, but it's jemmy.so/DANDR. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time and take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.